Hello Facebook. I'm having some technical difficulties with my iPad filming this, so I swapped over to my iPod here. Let's see if it has a little bit better stuff going on here. Alright, so what I got going is I have a bucket of RODI water, and then I have my bucket of salt. I've already started filling up my tank with salt water, but I wanted to do a little video on, how we make the salt water and putting it in the tank. I do have a RODI filter that you saw in previous videos. That's what I'm using, and I'm filling up these buckets, and I have my little measuring cup. I have a half cup right now. The package says about a half cup per gallon. These are 5-gallon buckets, but I haven't filled them up all the way, so I've been doing about 3 scoops into my buckets, and it's been working out pretty well. So I'm going to just go ahead and scoop up. There's a half cup, and I'm only going to do a cup to start out with, just to see where I lie, because you never know. So there's 1 full cup of salt. Okay, I got my hydrometer. I'm going to be using that to test. I'm going to go ahead and stir the mixture here with my stir stick until I don't feel any more granules on the base of my bucket. I don't know, it's mostly dissolved into the water. So I'm looking for a 1.022 specific gravity, about a 30, it's a 30 parts per million salinity level. So I'm gonna, looks like it's getting there. So in my tank right now, I currently have, you'll see in a second, I have my Pucani rock, which is all from Bulk Reef Supply, as well as some Reef Saver in there. The difference between the two, the Pucani has a bunch of biomatter in it. It's basically pulled from the ocean and has a bunch of dead material in it. The Reef Saver rock has been cleaned out to where there's nothing in it. It's super clean, super safe to put into your new reef. But since I have to cycle my tank, it's not a big deal either way. It's just used as filler, the Reef Saver rock, to fill in some gaps for me to make my reef a little bit more usable, to put some corals in there. Because I am going to make more of a reef tank than a pure fish tank. So it looks like my salt's pretty dissolved there. Now I'm going to test my salinity. Just going to drop my hydrometer in here. I noticed it works the best if you kind of just put it in nice and slow. Don't dunk it all the way in super fast because you get air bubbles and it doesn't read correctly. So it fills up. I got it full there. So about level, I'm reading 1.019 on my hydrometer. So I'm going to just dump the water back in. I just need a little bit more salt. So we'll go ahead and add. I just kind of eyeball it now, just to gradually get it. So a little more salt there, enough for it to spike and do something. I'm going to go ahead and stir it again. The cat's getting curious. She loves staring at fish tanks. Alright, gotta make sure all those granules are dissolved into the water. And it's about there. Some people use pumps in their systems to act as a mixer. You could definitely do that, but definitely costs a little bit more money. Once you start doing water replacements, you're going to want to heat your water in your buckets as well before you add them to your system. That way you don't shock your fish. Alright, let's see where that's at. So, showing about, still climbing a little bit. So I'm in between a 1.021 and a 1.022. That's pretty dang close. So I'm going to go ahead and add it because we got multiple buckets to add. But as you can see, almost three scoops, which was about 1.5 cups of salt will do it. And I'll take you over to my tank and we'll add the water. Alright, we're at my tank now, and as you can see, water level's almost halfway. Still filling it up here. Let's grab that bucket of water that we just mixed with salt. I'm going to use this little green cup here and use it to scoop some of the water. That way the bucket's a little bit more manageable. I'm going to pour it in over my reef so that way it doesn't distort my sand on the bottom. I want my sand to be kind of flat. I don't want to have big gouges from where the water went in and spread it apart. So about one more scoop here, I'll be able to lift that bucket up and pour the rest of it in. Okay. Take that out of the way, grab my bucket. And we're going to pour it in slowly. And we got a few more buckets to go. But that's basically the filling procedure. I'll go ahead and stop the film here and we'll continue on when my tank's full. Thanks.